You're listening to Islamic radio station Radio Noor 810 AM.
Alhamdulillah. Welcome to the English half of the Radio Noor show. Alhamdulillah, today we have an interview with Imam Morsy Salem regarding our attitude toward Ramadan and how we can understand it in a way that becomes easy for us and that we feel encouraged to do it and get the khair from this blessed month. Inshallah, we'll get right into the interview now. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Imam Morsy.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother Ayman.
Alhamdulillah, jazakum khair for joining us again on Radio Noor.
Yeah, anytime, brother.
Alhamdulillah. Especially now in the long summer, we might imagine that fasting is a burden for us or a difficulty. Does Allah mention anything related to that?
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أحمد الله رب العالمين وأصلي وأسلم على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا إلى يوم الدين ثم أما بعد. Yeah, first of all, I would like to congratulate all Muslims, brothers and sisters, for the month of Ramadan. Really, it's very unique month for all of us as a believers, as a followers of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. It's very important for us to understand the wisdom that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make for us when we deal with the fasting, when we deal with the month of Ramadan. Yeah, some people said it's so difficult to do fasting or to deal with the fasting during the month of Ramadan, especially during the summertime, this long time, almost 17, even more hours per day, really so hard, especially when we have really hot weathers. But just to understand, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded us for Siyam, we have to know the wisdom for that. There's a lot of benefits for Siyam, but we will not talk about benefits today. Just we will take one point only, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make easy for us with the obligations of Siyam, just in different way. Most of people they think in different way why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala burden us with the Siyam, with the fasting, but it's not burden. This is ease from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us. In the beginning, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explained for Siyam only a month, just one single month during the year. When we look at the Salah, we have to pray every single day, 5 times. When we look at the other ibadat, really so hard. For Hajj, for example, we have to pay money and go this long journey, the long trip to go to Mecca and make tawaf, and to sleep outside for Mina, and it's really so hard for people to perform Hajj. And also for zakah, it's so hard for some people to give help to others. But for Siyam, only 1 month, we will deal with the Siyam, and to make sure there is no Siyam before Ramadan, the day only before, just the 1 day before Ramadan, and the day after Ramadan right away. It's forbidden for Muslims to deal with the Siyam, the doubt day which is 29 of Sha'ban. It's not allowed to deal with the Siyam. And the day of Eid, in the end of Ramadan, it's haram to be fasting in that day. Why? You have to break your fasting. Why? To make sure only a single month. And this is as a ease from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Not one more than that.
Not more than 1 month. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make sure for everybody, do not add extra from your side like the previous religions, how they did extra upon themselves. In the end, they give up. They left all the ibadah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded us
because
to
they
deal
made
with.
It difficult
Because they make it so difficult for themselves. And Allah knows what is the easy for us to stick with. Do not add something from your side. This is the first
from the obligation.
Yes.
If people wish to fast,
exactly,
voluntary, away from those.
We're
days.
talking about the month of Ramadan.
Yeah.
And we started the show, to congratulate all Muslims in the world about the month of Ramadan. And this is very, very important point for us to understand. And also, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explained in the Quran, ما جعل عليكم في الدين من حرج. He did not make burden upon you as a believers in your religion. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not make difficult for us in our religion. Anything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded us to do in our religion, it's really easy. We have to think in this way. Do not add pressure on yourself when you deal with the ibadah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded us to deal with. Also, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explained in Surah An-Nisa, the chapter of women, يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ بِكُمُ الْيُسْرِ. Allah wants to make easy for you in your religion. وَلَا يُرِيدُ بِكُمُ الْعُسْرِ. And He doesn't like to burden you or to make difficult for you. Also, in the end of Surah Al-Baqarah, the chapter of cow, لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. Allah will not command people to do something beyond their abilities. Only when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded us to do something, we are able to do it.
He knows us.
He knows our ability, and He knows if we can do it or not. And also, even with this condition, if we have some people, they said, really it's difficult for me because I'm too old. I cannot deal with the fasting. It's okay. I will answer him now. If somebody traveling and he said, I cannot deal with the fasting, it's okay. If we have some sisters, they have excuse. They are not able to pray. They have their own time, the monthly time for them. Or if we have some sisters, they already delivered their babies and they are not able to deal with the fasting. It's okay for them because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't like to add pressure on ourselves. And just to understand.
For that.
Exactly. They have excuse.
Yeah.
If we have ill person, if we have travelers, if we have a lady, she is not able to pray because she has her own excuse. Yeah, it's okay for them. No bothering for them, because this is the wisdom from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to bother us, He will not give them excuse to break their fasting. It makes sense now? Why?
This is a big sign.
Exactly. Even if the person, very strong person, very healthy, but he goes in trip, he has excuse to break his fasting. It's okay. Because the main point, it's not to punish people. It's not to make difficult for people. It's to help them out, to understand the relation between them and their Lord, Allah, Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is a lot a lot of easiness that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make for us when we talk about Ramadan. But unfortunately, we have a lot of Muslims. They think in different way. Oh, it's long days in the month of Ramadan, and we will be thirsty, we will be hungry. And when you talk to anyone, no, don't talk to me now because I will not concentrate in during the days of Ramadan. Just could we delay this meeting or this job until night? But this is not a good sign for this person. All the victories that Muslims gained in their history, it was in the month of Ramadan.
Yeah.
The Ramadan is big encouragement for Muslims to work hard and to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala more and more and more, even more than the regular days before that. It's not excuse for people to stay home and to cancel their jobs, and they said we are fasting, we cannot go outside because it's hot outside. Just as long as we give effort for fasting, we will gain more reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
And Allah will support us.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, some new Muslims or maybe Muslims who are renewing their worship or reestablishing their relationship with Allah. Some of these brothers and sisters, maybe they only fasted 1 or 2 years or 3 years. Maybe they didn't fast Ramadan yet because they just took Shahada. No, it's easy in this situation to find the fasting more difficult than usual. So what encouragement or advice can you give someone in that situation that they're just now getting used to fasting?
Yeah, and really this is, I like this question. It's very good question, especially in this life here, USA. No one will ask you, did you fast today or not? Did you pray today or not? Did you worship Allah or not? No one. It's like we said, it's a free will. Everybody has right to do whatever he wants or she wants, and it's so difficult for the person really who just converted to Islam or accepted Islam recently, or even for Muslims, they born as a Muslims, but they did not practice Islam correctly when they were young. My advice for those brothers and sisters, we have to know that our life is short, and our times is limited in this life. Whatever we waste in this life, we will regret in the end why we did not take advantage of the opportunity that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us. Just to think about the reward of fasting, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala really shows us the reward for 1 day in fasting. Prophet Muhammad Salem explained, whosoever fasts a single day for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will take this person away from hellfire for 70 years. Just a single day. I'm not talking about obligatory fasting or the obligations. I'm talking about just regular day in any time during winter or summer, or just voluntary days, or
now the obligatory is a higher reward
only.
Yeah.
How about the
should have a higher reward?
Exactly. Yeah. And on the other hand, just to be careful, if somebody breaks 1 day of Ramadan without excuse, we were talking about the old people or the traveling people, or who for sisters who she cannot pray. Yeah, they have excuse. But the person who breaks his fasting without excuse, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ warned us from this bad situation. Even if he fasts the rest of his life to make up this single day, he will not be able to make up this single day, because he broke this day or the fasting without excuse. He didn't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we have a lot of Muslims, unfortunately, they didn't care about Siyam. Yeah, during Ramadan, you might see some people smoking. During Ramadan, you might see some Muslims drinking or eating or subhanallah. Why? They do not shy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you do not shy from people, but we have to shy from Allah.
And it's a big reward to do it. So it seems easier if we understand the reward.
Exactly. And we have to come back to main point, how to help those brothers and sisters to deal with the siyam or to deal with the fasting. Just to remember the reward, how reward, it's really a great reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Also to know in any a new status in the beginning so difficult.
Even if first do something, it's
exactly
more difficult than after some time.
Exactly. Even for new job.
Yeah.
Just
the first day you go to your new job. It's scary.
You get lost.
Yeah.
People talking around you and people asking you to do something. Just I give up. I'm done. And the same idea with this is the good chance for Satan, for Shaitan to help you to give up. Because he doesn't like for us to gain reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He doesn't like for us to be obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No, he wants from us to be misleaded like him, like Satan. And he will scare us. He will whisper to us, don't do that because it's too long. You can make up the days in the middle of the winter, but we should not listen to Satan, to Shaitan, because he doesn't like khair for us. Just to know it will be difficult in the beginning, but inshallah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he or she will learn how to use to make this ibadah, and it will be easy for them inshallah subhanahu wa ta'ala after a while.
I heard that some converts, they were saying when they began fasting in the first years that they found this kind of difficult, but it became much easier.
Yes, absolutely.
After maybe 3 years, 4 years, it became every year was easier than the last one.
When somebody asked you to do something, and you have no idea about this thing, but because you love this person, you will learn. If your wife
you'll get through this time.
Exactly. This is
what's the other side.
If we love Allah,
Allah,
we should learn how to be pleased with Him. We should learn how to come closer to Him, and this is the idea.
And this was actually I planned to ask you something similar to this. Is that what is the main point of fasting? Is it just to avoid eating and drinking, to avoid sins, or is it something more than that?
You catch it during flying. It's very, very good question too. The main point for fasting, just to gain piety or to learn how to be pious. It's how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explained in the verse of Siyam, يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم. All the previous nations, they used to deal with the fasting, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught us in the Quran.
The way we approach it.
Exactly. لعلكم تتقون. You may gain piety. And this is the main point. If I say for my child, do not eat, you are fasting, and he might go to his own room and eat some.
You won't know.
I don't know, because I cannot see him all the time. But we have to teach him. You have to know, if you eat or drink or you do something bad, Allah sees you, and this is
sure.
Exactly. I will not see you, but Allah sees you, and this is the main point for Siyam.
The fasting is for Allah.
Exactly. And this is that we have the Hadith Qudsi, as-sawmu li, fasting for me. How Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described this situation. Fasting for me. and I will reward the people they are dealing with the fasting from myself, and I able to do anything. Do you understand? And
Allah, every reward is from Allah, but He named the reward for the other ones. This one, He just said,
the only ibadah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned, that this ibadah belongs to Him, and He will reward the people
Special
they are
for
fasting only, because this is the secret now.
Yeah.
When you pray, everybody will see you.
can't see you.
When you go to Hajj, everybody will say, may Allah give you a safe trip and they
you
come back.
Haji or something.
You know, when you give zakah, some people will see, even if you try to hide
can see
it,
it.
but in the end, the poor person, he will receive your money, he will figure out that you paid your zakah.
Yeah. Or your name will be on the check.
Exactly, except siyam.
No one can see.
If you stay the whole day, and nobody will figure out, are you fasting or not?
Yeah. You can say it, but they don't know.
But they didn't know.
Like
they
you said, the child.
Exactly. And this is
Between
very.
you and Allah.
If we need to train ourselves how to gain piety, how to be pious, this is very good lesson, or very good training for ourselves
For the relationship
for the
with
whole month. The month of Ramadan, how to make the relation between you and Allah very strong by this for this.
Then we can keep this relationship.
Exactly.
After Ramadan.
Yeah, exactly. Inshallah.
Jazakum khair. This has been very beneficial. Do you have any last comment before we close the interview?
Just very quickly, because I know that our time is almost done. But really, my advice for my sisters and brothers, please, when we have a chance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, just look at yourself, or we should look at ourselves. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us a lot of ni'am, a lot of bounties, and we have to be thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because Allah mentions in the Quran, وَلَئِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. If you show appreciations toward Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for what He gave us, He will increase these bounties. And when we have good health, when we have good condition, alhamdulillah, we are able to deal with the fasting. We should not say, I can't. You know, I'm a smoker person. I cannot stay away from the cigarette or from other kind of tobacco for long time. Just try to help yourself. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opened the gates of paradise and closed the gates of hellfire, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opened the doors of more mercy for us, and we should not go away, or we should not go astray. We should take advantage of this month, and do not delay something for following day. When you have something to do it now, we have to do it now, because we do not know if we remain until tomorrow or not. We might die, and we will have we will regret in that time why we did not take advantage of this opportunity that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us. Please take advantage, oh my brothers, my sisters, for the month of Ramadan. Do not waste a single minute of this month, as much as you can, for istighfar, for reciting Quran, for make dhikr, for ibadah, for salah, and try to train yourself to stay away from bad behavior. It's not only to avoid eating and drinking. No. Just to avoid all bad behaviors during the month of Ramadan. After the month of Ramadan, it will be easy to have very nice life, because already you spend 30 days in this big camp to train yourself how to be pious, how to be good worshipper to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Jazakum khair.
Jazakum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.